What is going on, guys? We're back with another video, and we know the man is back.
Oh, shit in your mouth.
Mr. Aaron Where are you, bro? Mr. Aaron Rodgers. Of course, we have to put him in the lineup because we are going to see today, will the Packers make the playoffs? We set up every single win up to this point properly. Hopefully, I didn't mess any of it up. I don't care about preseason. No one cares. All the wins, all the way through. And it really didn't take that long. It wasn't too bad. I mean, it was a little. It took me maybe 10 to 30 minutes, anywhere around there. So, yeah, a little like would be appreciative. But at the end of the day, I do this for you and, you know, Google AdSense. What? Hey. But, yeah, we are going to see, because I actually really want to see, will the Packers make it? I honestly, if I had to give an opinion, I don't know. I don't know. As a Packer fan, I want to believe. I really do. I just don't know. If I'm going to be 100% honest, I really can't tell. I'm going to go slow sim until we get to the Vikings game. We need to see Rodgers actually be removed from the game. Of course, we're just going to let him play fully through the Vikings game. Doesn't really matter too much since the forced sim is going to overcome us. But at the end of the day, the Packers have an okay chance, I'd like to think. One player's regressed. Who is that? Based on injury, did it say? Oh. I thought it said based on injury. That's a lie. It definitely said injury, not a question. But Rodgers needs to be removed. I was going to remove his stats, and I forgot we need to add him back at some point, so we're not going to do that. It's not really going to matter too much. It's just for the stats, I suppose. We got to get to week 14, technically 15, to make the move proper. Hopefully this doesn't sim too far. Okay, we have one last game here going against the 0-12 Browns, barely winning against them in a sad overtime fashion. Now, of course, I got to make sure all the XP is used as well because I think I might have that on manual. It's kind of funny how, like, as soon as Rodgers comes back, everyone just craps on Hundley. They're like, yay, the Messiah is back. Screw that other dude. Yes, auto progress was on this whole time. Don't know, there's some injuries that I forgot to take away. I did get rid of most of the league's injuries. Well, not get rid of them, but you know what I mean. I put them where they're supposed to be. Like, Wentz is gone. So the stats might be a little weird, but everything, for the most part, is where it needs to be. So, we did not make the playoffs. 7-9. I see this happening. I don't know if I see this happen. I think 8-8. I think a lot of us Packers fans kind of joked around saying, "Oh, what if we go 9-7 and just miss the playoffs or something?" Which would be rough. Could you imagine though the Vikings lose 3 straight, we win 3 straight, and take the division? That would be insane. Lions at 10-6. That's a big shocker. I do not see that happening at all. I do see the Vikings going 12-2. Let's take a look at some of these losses now. All right. So, very close losses. Could see that for sure. Let's take a look at the season we had. And it was a pretty decent one. Hundley. If Hundley was playing that well in real life, yeah, you don't pull the man. You don't pull the man, but nah, you gotta pull the man. I think what it comes down to, though, is you don't start Rodgers. It's not necessarily saying that Rodgers isn't the best option. It's saying, let's let you play one more week. Let's let Hundley play another week, and then you should be much better. You should feel good in the head and feel ready to do whatever it takes. 9th offensive. Defense is 27. I actually wonder what the Packers are doing in real life, because defense seems to be doing its job. The fact that we've been held in these games a little bit. NFC side, any awards for the Packers doesn't really matter too much, and I guess not. So we are back on the second roster, and we are going to see what happens if the Packers play. I honestly think, even as a Packer fan, the smart route and sit Rodgers just to say, you know what, the season might just be over. I know I want this thing to work. Even if the only way I'll admit I'm wrong is if we win the Super Bowl. Literally the only way I'm going to admit I'm wrong. I'm wrong. Just because even if you make the playoffs, even if you go all the way Even if I guess even if they just make the Super Bowl, I'll allow it. But anything but that is just stupid risk for no reason. And we go 8-8. So 8-8, missing the playoffs anyways. But we do win an extra game without Rodgers, which I'm not saying that's true. I'm really not saying it is. But at the same time, it very well could be. You know, you're going to have Rodgers practicing all this week with the number ones. Hundley is going to be pretty much left out to dry, I would assume. Well, not left out, but he'll probably get a little bit with them, but not much. What if, I'm a Packer fan, I would hate for it to happen, but what if Rodgers re-injures that thing the very first quarter? We don't know. And that could throw the whole thing off, and we lose that game because of that. I'm not saying the Panthers are bad, but what if Hundley could beat them? I'm just saying. Just saying, the best chance to win is obviously 1,000% Rodgers. Is it worth the risk? I do not know. Let's take a look, though, at what the actual results here were. And the final games, how close were they? Lost by 11, lost by a bunch. This game is the one. If this is going to happen, this is what I want to see. I want to see the Packers beat the Panthers because this is clearly, each and every game is the most important. So if we're not going to make it, I would love to win this one. Lose by the Vikings by a lot in the Lions. It's all over. But if you have the Panthers, you at least say Rodgers came back healthy, balled out, boom. We had our chance, and then we just lost the next week. That's the way the league works. Like I mentioned, I don't think the Packers are only Aaron Rodgers away from winning this thing. There are a lot of things that need to go right, and the team is just, in general, not looking great. Hundley had an insane year. Rodgers had a very great one as well. Rodgers was on pay. This is the year, obviously each and every year it's more and more passing-oriented, but this was definitely Rodgers' career year if he didn't get injured. We have an amazing group of running backs. If Rodgers even looks half of what he did before he got injured, there might be a chance. There really might be. These rookie running backs are phenomenal players, and a passing attack with Rodgers is going to open that running lane even more. The fact that the rookie running backs did as well as they did with Rodgers out just gives me so much hype for what can happen with him, with these two guys, with Rodgers. We might have to wait till next year to fully see the full potential, but that's okay with me. Anything is better than nothing, and obviously Rodgers brings a level of excitement to any single player, any single fan around the league. You got to admit, unless you're an NFC rival that has a chance at winning the Super Bowl this year, you'd love to see Rodgers back because it's going to be a fun one. He just comes out to play and looks great. Let's go on to the Super Bowl, see what happens in this one. I have a little bit of a video planned with the other roster, a second video, if you may, showing almost every stat. If I combine them, it'd probably be a 30-minute video, so hopefully you guys don't mind two separate videos in that category. I'll try to throw a third video in if I can. No promises. No promises. Actually, I'll promise. The Seattle Seahawks are the Super Bowl champions over the Ravens. Could you admit, or not admit, but could you imagine that actually happening? That would be one hell of a story. I wouldn't even be mad, honestly. The Seahawks overcoming all that, it would become one of the, in my opinion, the greatest Super Bowl road almost of all time. I know I've said it many times this year. The Super Bowl this year, I think, means so much less than previous years. You got so many big name guys injured. I think Wentz puts the nail in the coffin onto how really undeserved the Super Bowl is this year, unless you're one of those teams. If you're the Eagles or the Seahawks, I think you deserve. You're like, okay, that's pretty impressive. That's pretty impressive. I know the Patriots got Edelman. I know they got Hightower, but they're not missing Tom Brady. And you can say the Seahawks, well, they still have Russell Wilson. Their offensive line is terrible. Their defense is collapsed. I don't know. And it's for the Packers. Oh my God, would it ever be a legendary one? Both are Rodgers Super Bowls coming off of, not him per se, but the team coming off of insane injuries. Our team is made out of glass, period. Let's just call it the way it is. But yeah, Russell Wilson, quite potentially the MVP of the league. I think he's the MVP. But once again, it comes down to how many games you can win. Can you make the playoffs? It obviously factors. But no one does more for his team than Russell Wilson, period. But this is pretty much the video. EA says, hey, you're not winning. You're not making the playoffs, Packers. Let's see if that comes true. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Are the Packers going to make it? Who's going to make it to the playoffs? That's in doubt at the moment. Didn't really look at the AFC too much because I wouldn't say it's a cakewalk, but it's a lot easier than the NFC. The NFC this year is obviously a very close race between many teams at a higher level than the AFC. And yeah, let me know who you think's going to win the Super Bowl. I was thinking the Patriots, but they lost to the Dolphins. They're showing vulnerabilities. But then again, who can beat them? The Steelers? I mean, there's not many teams healthy enough at this point. It's going to be a crazy one. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys come back for the next video. I don't know what's up today, but tomorrow will 100,000% be a rebuild. So hopefully look forward to that. Hope you come back for the next video. But until next video, see ya!